He's lazy. The child is stubborn. He will grow out of it. All children are hyperactive. It is bad parenting. So my child is throwing tantrums and I don't know what to do. My name is Dr. Mia Steven and this is Parenting in Real Life. I always talk about children, about understanding them and knowing how to raise them with intention for impact. But an important part of this conversation is that not every child develops in the way every parent imagined them to. Some children need extra care and support, and this can take a lot of emotional stress on parents. Hi, my name is Dr. Mia Steven. I am a child and adolescent mental health specialist. This is for parents of children with special needs. Today, I'm going to be answering those questions that keep you awake at night. ADHD, autism, intellectual disabilities, all these are neurodevelopmental disorders. What are the early signs you can look out for in your child? ADHD, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, is a persistent pattern of inattention, impulsivity, and hyperactivity. You see, these three has to be seen in the child. And it should be consistent, not isolated. For example, for inattention, like your child easily gets distracted easily, like they're not able to focus on a particular task, and they procrastinate a lot to do things. Or hyperactivity, the child is aggressive with friends, climbing up and down, not able to sit still. And then the impulsivity aspect is when the child, when maybe they're in class, for example, they don't wait to be called, they just say the answer, or in line waiting to do something, they disrupt the line to go, so that they can be attended to. You see, all these things, right, shouldn't just happen only in one setting. There should be feedback, the same feedback from school, and also the same observation at home. These are early signs you should watch out for. Autism spectrum disorder, commonly known as autism, is a disorder that is in two forms. So there is the limited social interaction, and then there is the aspect of sensory disturbance. So how do you know for the social limited social interaction? If your child, like from the early years, they have limited eye contact, and maybe when you try to smile, the child doesn't smile back, and this continues like from 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, and also if by 12 months the child is still not able to respond to their names, right? These are things to notice. And there's the aspect of repetitive behaviors like hand flapping, or they just want to remain in a particular schedule and do not want to be disturbed from it. If they are removed from it, it's something else. And then there's the aspect of the sensory disturbance come in the different sensory needs that children have, like sound. For example, they close their ear to certain sounds, or maybe colors. There are some colors that alert the child. Or in the aspect of texture, they don't like some certain clothing on their body, like it disturbs them. So all these, right, can be seen from the early years, right? It's not something that you have to wait later on. You pick it early, looking at their developmental milestones. You get to pick it early. Intellectual disability, it's in two forms, right? There is the limited, or there is the aspect that affects their intellectual functioning, and also adaptive functioning skills. So they go together, right? And in noticing this, right, is paying attention to your child's development. For example, your child probably at 8 months old, if this is the common one, they've started crawling, right, and maybe attempting to stand. But then you notice that at 1 year old, your child still is not able to do this. Or for example, your child's delaying speech, like in speaking. At 2 years old, the child still babbles instead of making simple words or sounds to form words. These are early signs. And then if it goes on that, okay, by the time, so the thing about intellectual disability is that their chronological age, for example, the child is 2 years old, is not equal to their developmental age. So what the child is supposed to do at 2 years old, right? The child is doing still catching up from 9 months, things that they are doing 9 months old. Or, for example, the child is 5 years old and should be potty trained, right? But then the child is still bedwetting, still not able to know when to say, I want to go and use the toilet, I want to ease myself. So these are signs you should watch out for. Is lazy. The child is stubborn. It will grow out of it. All children are hyperactive. It is bad parenting. All these are misconceptions concerning children with special needs. Parents, it is important for you to go and get medical assessment so that you know what is and what is not. As a parent, how can you support your child if they are attending a mainstream school? So these are the things you can discuss with the class teacher or the school owner. The teacher, for example, can place your child in close to a table to avoid distractions. The child should not be seated close to the window seat where the child can easily get distracted. And instructions should be given one step at a time, like there should be short paces when giving the child instructions. And then also breaks can be given in between tasks. That can also help. And for example, if giving homework, the teacher should ask and check if the child has written down the homework that was given. Highlighter pen can be used to highlight key word focus. At home, these are the things you can do to support them better. Have good sleep routines and also check for their diets. Children with ADHD, they are prone to be very hyperactive, and we know sugar increase and spikes energy. So check in for their diet. Make sure they are focused on healthy meals rather than sugary snacks. You can also have pictorial routines, just like we talked about for schools. You can also have it at home. Like if you have routines, let them see it in pictures. Give instructions pace by pace. They should have checklists, simple checklists, maybe 5 things to check for the day, important things that they can just check to help them to be well organized. And then also catch for good behaviors. Catch them when they are doing the things that they're supposed to do, not always when they are not doing what they are supposed to do, because that will reinforce positive behaviors. Then another thing you can do is to display rules in a picture pattern in the house. Let them see it and know what it is, so they expect it. When they do something that they're not supposed to do, let them expect the consequence rather than feel surprised, because that also helps them. And when it comes to reward, parents, let's really pay attention to this. We should make reward appropriate, right? Don't overgive what is not equate to the situation, right? Let it be minimal and be equal to that situation. And also keep to your words. If you tell the child, oh, this is going to happen, right? Keep to it, because there is this tendency for them to think that, oh, it's not going to happen. And because of that, you would not know when you are reinforcing negative behaviors. Use positive statements rather than stop jumping, sit down, put your feet on the ground, or sit on the chair, rather than using the negative to try to give them instruction. Use positive statements and then have consistent routines at home. It helps them feel safe, secure and stable. My child is throwing tantrums and I don't know what to do. Don't worry, I'm here to answer that question for you. There's an approach I want to tell you about that will help you in managing challenging behaviors. Come closer, let's look at it together. For example, a child with autism, right? The child just finished having a bath or his bath, he's so happy, they're dancing, enjoying their bath time. And then it's time for them to change into their clothes. The child becomes fussy. The child is not agreeing. The child is aggressive, hitting everywhere, running around. And the next thing that happened, you are angry. You force the child to put on the clothes and everybody is exhausted. So there is this approach known as the ABC approach. It is called antecedent, behavior, consequence. This approach is something I call investigating, or something that will help you to investigate challenging behaviors. So now, what was the incident before? The child having their bath and she was very happy. And then what was the incident after? You are angry, the child is still fussy, you force the child to put on the clothes. And in between that is the scenario of the child putting on the clothes. So this is something that happened from a story that I heard. And then when the parents, investigated learning this approach, they later find out that the cloth was the problem. You know that label behind clothes, right? It was making the child feel uncomfortable. So because of that experience that the child disliked, the child did not want to put on the clothes, not because the child is trying to be stubborn or to stress you, but because of the sensory disturbance, the thing was uncomfortable for the child. And the only way the child could express it was behave in that way, in the challenging behavior. Parents, I know this can be a lot. I understand. It is not a crime for you to want to rest or get away from all this. It is not. You see, irritation breeds faster when you're exhausted. So if you can get someone, maybe a trusted neighbor or friend or relative, to stand in for you, maybe for an hour, 3 hours, or a day, please do. And go out to refresh yourself, spend time with yourself or with hubby or with wifey, so you can be able to feel, feel supported. By doing that, you are also supporting your child and yourself. If you are a parent of a child with special needs, or you know a parent of a child with special needs, please send them this video now, ASAP. You'll be doing them a favor. And while you are at that, please like and follow. And if you have any question, write it in the comment section. I'll be more than happy to answer it and even make a video to address it. My name is Dr. Nia Steven, and this is Parenting in Real Life.